Yeah, it's just fair that I also put on my camera. Let me see if I can share my video.
Awesome, dude.
Yay! How's it going, people?
We good. We good. So you're
Yeah,
part of Team KeepitDeFi?
yeah. I'm part of KeepitDeFi. I'm actually the owner of KeepitDeFi.
Awesome, dude.
It's what's the time? It's 8 a.m. in Australia. What's the time? What's the time where you are right now?
Oh, it's past 11 a.m. Here in London. So I'm
Ooh,
based in the UK,
oh, nice,
pretty much. Sorry about the
Brad.
background.
Oh,
Brad is
that's
in
all right.
a fabulous background in
That's
Central
okay.
America.
That's all right. So, Brad, what's up? Where are you calling from today? Why are you talking to us from today? Oh, wait. Oh, you muted, Brad.
Brad, you're muted.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm in
Hey.
southern Nicaragua. Here, I'll show you that's
Oh,
that's the spot, little town down there.
oh, beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, it's where most of the office has. It's where the magic happens.
Yeah, what's the time there right now?
4 o'clock,
Oh, 4 p.m., yeah?
4 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's the
All
time in
right.
Australia now? I didn't even check.
It's it's 8 a.m. Saturday
10
morning
o'clock.
in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're early, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you what the future looks like, to be honest, but I'll hold my breath for a minute. Okay, so
Awesome.
welcome, Brad. Welcome, Nas. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I heard of Acquire.Fi for the first time sometime 3 months ago from because I'm in the RIP DAO for Forex Sharks project. So that was my
Awesome.
first yeah, that was where I heard of Acquire.Fi for the first time. I would just like to ask, I mean, let me introduce myself. My name is Folarin. Foley Baker, that's my crypto name. I've been in the crypto for about 3 years ish, and I'm the CEO founder of a real estate company, PropTech. Yeah, in Africa, somewhere in Nigeria, is worth
Awesome.
I mean millions of dollars because we've been doing a lot of acquisition of properties and property development. But I love
Awesome.
DeFi a lot. Yeah, I love DeFi, and that's why we started KeepitDeFi. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But yeah, I mean, I was really, really interested and excited about, Aquafy, and I'm like, okay, I think we need to have the team. When shout out to Rian, that hooked me up with Anna, that organized this. Thanks, Anna. So yeah, I would like you guys to introduce yourself and let's take it from there. So, Brad, you can
Hey,
go
right
first,
on.
sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, everybody that I don't know, I'm Brad Holland. I'm the CMO and co-founder here at Acquire.Fi. My personal journey, I was a developer in Web 1. I'm pretty old, I guess. I was an entrepreneur in Web 2, and now I'm consulting, advising, and co-founding in Web 3. So just sort of a natural progression for me, and I've grown a couple agencies and exited a couple companies, and now we're looking at starting something pretty much historically now possible, thanks to DeFi, thanks to tokenized economies and blockchain. So we're really stoked to be doing this stuff. The team, as NASA introduced himself, but the people behind the project, as far as myself goes, like they're a great team, crypto natives, a lot of experience here, and it's not the first marketplace, not the first DeFi system, not the first protocol, and not the first go to market for anybody here. So we're really stoked to be meeting everybody, and I'm looking forward to your questions. And you can always find us in the community as well if anything else comes up. Thanks for having us, and Nas, over to you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, a brief intro about me. I mean, I come from I would say a gaming background. I mined Bitcoin early, got into the crypto space pretty much, I would say, around 2015, 16 full time. Got to meet the CEO of Acquire.Fi, Jan, who was working previously with a unicorn in the space. I worked with South Korean layer ones, build my own research and development company here in the UK. Worked with plenty of, I would say, prominent, famous projects in the space. Last year, about a year and a half ago, built my own DeFi protocol with a DeFi platform. And Jan brought this idea to the table. A good friend of mine introduced me to Brad and Harrison and the rest of the team, and asked me if you want to help build this beautiful, unique niche. And I'm like, yes, go ahead. Hell yeah. So I'm here, mate. Nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you so much, Brad. Thank you so much, Nas, for that introduction. Man, yeah, I mean, I could really now start to, identify, where the whole idea came from. But yeah, maybe I would just delve into what bettered the idea of this project to start with, because it's easy to, look at it and say, the persons in charge must really have some sort of, overlap into both Web 2 and Web 3. And that's why what they are doing is actually trying to integrate both together. So do you want to, in simple terms, let us know what bettered the idea of the project? I will go Nas and then Brad, or whoever wants to pick the question. So
Go ahead, Brad. I mean, Brad will word it better than me for sure.
okay.
I think we're like 8 hours in difference, or it
All right,
helps a
go ahead,
lot.
Brad.
Yeah, no worries. So, we really have quite the intersection of people here. When this started out as a conversation, it started out, we were already a team, most of us, the CEO, CGO, myself. NASA's worked with us before, as well as our marketing team. So we were a boutique growth hacking and marketing agency in DeFi, doing go-to-market plans for different protocols and startups in Web3. And while we came into the original concept was another co-founder of ours, Ken Mack. He's an M&A legend. He makes his world teaching people how to build wealth through acquisitions and buying things of value, buying businesses that make money, and being an investor. So at that point, we were really looking at being able to say, hey, what is happening out there in the world that's not happening right now in Web3? And that was that you can go and find a business for sale. You can shop e-commerce stores, SaaS businesses, whatever, and go find a good deal and get in on deals. But in Web3, it's really not that possible. So the nature of crypto and the nature of tokenized companies, the nature of having these tech companies, there's not really an open market. So there isn't anything for investors to enter into Web3 safely. You're talking about, chatter and advisor channels, private Telegram groups, and that's where this kind of alpha is, and that's where it is for the time being. So what we wanted to do is make it more available and make a connection so that, traditional investors that want to enter into crypto and buy Web3 companies and get involved, they have a safe channel to do that with. They got vetted deals and stuff like that. And then we kind of like augmented the idea by making this investment tool, this wealth building concept possible for all investors, like this retail crowd, and how people can utilize their crypto and get in on acquisitions and deals like this and be able to grow their wealth like they would if they were an accredited investor or if they were a part of a major DAO or something like that. Where the big thing is just two things that you need to be successful in investing, right? You need alpha. You need to know where the good deals are. You need constant flow of opportunities, and you need that coming to you. You need your capital, of course, but you also need people that you can get in on this with and join and participate in a good community. So we're putting together two of the three things that we want. That's our vision, is to make sure that, there's going to be a centralized location for Web3 technology and innovation that you can buy. And there's going to be a brand new, historically impossible wealth building tool and product coming online just through the advent of blockchain and NFTization.
Beautiful, man. That's information overload, but I love it. Thank you so much, Brad. Yeah, that's a genuine idea for why you guys will really go into something like this. Nas, do you want to, in simple terms, just let myself and the team and the audience know what Acquire.Fi is about in simple terms? Because
Well,
remember,
sure.
a lot of
I
us are
mean,
not very. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, the idea, I mean, Brad couldn't put it in better words. I mean, it was well stretched and well, I would say, easy to grasp. It's a one-stop shop for Web3 companies with a huge DeFi twist. Um,
Mm.
so that's what I'm going to put it in simple words if it would have been me explaining it. But the idea is brilliant. I mean, making it a DeFi platform. I mean, traditionally, in a traditional financial space, there are different one-stop shops for Web2 M&As, and we didn't have anything for Web3. I mean, like Brad said, the alpha needs to be there, and all the I would say buying and selling of Web3 companies were done among mainly, I would say, VCs, hedge funds, founders among themselves, and the normal investors didn't have access, or people from the traditional financial sector didn't have access to these deals. And then we want to make it possible. Also on the retail side, what we want to do, we want to make um, I would say the normal investor or the standard crypto holder be able to basically invest in M&A or diversify their portfolios um, within this unique niche, basically. So yeah, that's in simple words what is I mean, our Web3 marketplace about, with a few extended DeFi twists, I would say.
Mm. I mean, I think that's simple enough for a lot of people. Yeah, I want to try to bring as much questions as possible. So I'm going to be a bit I will not try to repeat what you guys have said. Of course, there's always a recording, so people can really, go back to listen to it. So I would like to know the team structure. So I would like to you guys to mention the developers and the core team working on this project. If you want to quickly touch on that.
Sure. I mean, I'm part co-founder, CTO of the project as well. I have a research and development company here based in the UK. Me and a partner of mine who actually worked on Kusama, it's pretty famous Polkadot platform,
Yeah.
and also was part of the first fork of Bitcoin, Bitcore. So some of the developers we have worked in some of the first Bitcoin escrow platforms in 2014, 2013, did institutional escrow platforms around, I would say, 2015, 16, when Bitcoin went mainstream. And we have, I would say, some junior developers. I mean, the total is around 8 to 9 developers working on. I would say they work hard. We can give out some. I would say we have a video coming out next week around the platform, the way it looks, and we're being given out, I'd say, snippets and I would say glimpse of the way our platform looks to investors recently. So yeah, you guys can see what we're building probably within the next few days.
Thank you. That's
You're welcome.
beautiful. Amazing. So, I mean, people have been wondering. So, I mean, if you come to Acquire.Fi, we're able to buy, businesses, Web2, Web3, with our crypto. So that means our money does not necessarily have to leave the blockchain. So that means it could be sitting there on the blockchain. But the question would be, what types of businesses are you guys really focusing on in terms of acquisition and all of that? Or what business are you guys bringing to the table to, because you've seen that there's a niche there and you think there is high demand for such kind of businesses. And is it so just an extension to that question would be, is it majorly blockchain projects or physical businesses? If you want to answer that.
You're going to see good question. And that's exactly what it will basically kind of demonstrates sort of the versatility of the platform. So there's going to be two main things, right? There's going to be exclusive deal flow that comes out of these advisor circles. The core team is pretty hooked up in crypto, and their reach is far. So, you know, we work with people, and we've had times where another advisor is like, hey, Whisper, we want help getting this, you know, founder out, and we make a good deal. And this is going to be something that is going to be like a VC interaction, right? Most of us aren't going to go out and buy an exchange in UK tomorrow, but most of us would invest in another product that yields passive income or is a store of value, or it's going to be an investment that's going to diversify a crypto portfolio. And this is where like the real world assets and real world like investing intersects with the DeFi, right? So through the investment pools, we're going to be able to encumber any kind of property or asset that can be acquired, right? It could be an NFT, it could be an apartment building, it could be a farm, whatever you can think of that can be acquired, put into a legal entity. And then after that, that's where the legal team will be able to fractionalize this based on the rules of the jurisdiction that the asset is in, where the investors are, and then finally NFT, the representation of that. And what that means is that you'll have the same benefits as you would if you own the shares of the company when they get sold, or when the profits are distributed, or whatever the exit plan is for that investment. So when you have like the Web3 companies and stuff like that, right now in our deal flow, we've got about $40 million a week appearing right out of our forms on the website. So we have a layer one being in due diligence right now that it's not published. We have a regulated exchange in the UK that's coming online through the due diligence process that will be listed soon. We have media companies. We have a couple different payment processors, a protocol. So these are going to be technologies that, you know, in the scope of this, the buyer of this M&A deal flow are mostly going to be VCs or other big companies, right? You're going to buy a company because of the user base, because of the community, because of the tech stack, the dev team, or whatever it's going to be, the revenue. Not every crypto company right now is making money. Not every Web3 company that it can be acquired is profitable. So in the nature of this, you know, there's acquisitions for all kinds of reasons. And right now you can see the TradeFi is getting accelerated and coming into the Web3 space. And this is where we're seeing a lot of action for those big ticket M&A deals. But what I think is most relevant here for us is that we keep an eye on the investment pools and how those develop, and then what kind of opportunities there are for a community size investment and micro investors pooling their funds together to create big tickets and make bigger moves.
Amazing. So, I mean, of course, you know, that's a wide range of, you know, services and businesses that you're looking into, and to really bring the buyers and sellers together. But I would also like to say that buyers and sellers are going to be involved in every transaction. How do you hope to, you know, maintain the security and maintain trust between these buyers and sellers in the transfer of this ownership from one person to another? Because of course, my first guess would be, okay, it's a trustless system, but you know, the security and how you make sure there's a seamless transfer from one person to another. How does the platform tries to make sure of that?
Yeah, I can jump on that quickly. I mean, briefly, we are a KYC platform. Simply just like you go into any exchange. For example, you go into Binance, you go through their KYC process and verify yourself. All our users, buyers and sellers are fully verified. We do conduct an in-depth due diligence. We have a heavy due diligence process. I mean, it varies depending on how we conduct valuations, depending on how in-depth we go. But realistically, everything is done through centralized insured custodian wallets, meaning that the security of transactions are super high. And we do our legals work super hard, behind the scenes to ensure the transfer of ownership goes as standard as possible. That's what we do, basically.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. My next question would be, do you how does Acquire.Fi token, the ACQ token, play into all of this? So the wider question would be, what are the utilities and the use cases of the Acquire.Fi token, the ACQ token?
Sure. I mean, simply, well, to be honest, we had to gamify the platform and to utilize ACQ token, pretty much. So we have a tier-based system. So holders get different types of allocations, different types of access all around investments that we offer in the platform. And we have an unlock system for, I would say, if people wants to engage in buy-in or sell-in, or mainly the buy-in process, if they want to ask direct question to sellers, they would need to actually utilize those unlocks. Those unlocks are can be exchanged with ACQ tokens, and we'll give out unlocks around, I would say, a timeline based on the tier holding models. So we have 5 tiers, and each tier is based on the amount of ACQ held, and we give out unlocks to invest around the platform based on those tiers. So, and that's part of the services. We do sell other services like valuation services, due diligence services. There will be some special NFTs that we will have that will grant certain powers, and that's part DeFi on the platform. I mean, all our NFTs could be sold in secondary marketplaces as well, away from ACQ tokens. But mainly we're looking to diversify the use and utilities of ACQ.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I was looking at the different businesses. So that means, for example, if a business wants to get tokenized, is there a model where they have to acquire some ACQ tokens, or is it just,
Ideally,
yeah.
ideally, that's what we want to implement on the longer term, or longer run, I would say. Those terms will be part services of ACQ tokens. Most of the services aren't disclosed. I mean, we're not going to slam them straight into the air. We're still building. I mean, we have, I would say, a novel, unique, I would say, platform coming out. So we want to actually keep a lot of it secret until it comes out, pretty much. But
Keep your
we
cards
give
to
out
the
as much as
chest.
we can.
Yeah, right.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I think what we're building is pretty unique in its
It is.
and should be a bit of a hit.
Oh,
So we
beautiful.
keep. Thank you. Let's see
Yeah,
how it
yeah, yeah.
goes.
That makes sense. Yeah. You don't want to
Well, I
lay
mean,
out all of your cards all at once. You want to keep some close to
absolutely.
your chest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have our roadmap. If anyone wants to check our website or check our deck, and part of our roadmap, we have few things that will be added to the ecosystem, and that will be utility for the ACQ token. So there will be, or will be, creating demand for the token as much as we can. I mean, also, like I said, our NFTs will be sold in secondary markets, like strictly DeFi. That's what we want to do. We want to keep it DeFi. So,
Nice.
yeah, and yeah, let's see. I mean, we have lots of decentralized solutions that will be part of our ecosystem, and they will be all utilizing ACQ tokens, and
Oh, beautiful.
that will make sure or ensure the growth of the token.
Yeah, awesome. Because one thing people like to know is, hope there's no dilution with it. Another token, another token, another token. And I like the idea of NFT because you can actually keep the intrinsic value of, a business through NFTs because it's not fungible. So I like any platform I'm engaged with that have both a token and an NFT. My first impression is they know exactly what they are doing, because you want to have the fungible side and the non-fungible side. So I can really understand if you have one token and NFTs, that makes a lot of sense.
No,
Do you want
absolutely.
Yeah.
Go
Do
ahead.
you want to quickly explain how you can list? So, for example, I have a prop tech company. If I want to list, God forbid, I don't hope to sell this anytime soon. But if I want to list the prop tech company, what's the process like for retail investors or people that have businesses that are on this call right now? Just go through the process for listing a project or a business on your platform. The
Yeah, it's
requirements.
super easy. We have a simple form. It's a sell form. It basically gives you a little portfolio or snapshot of your business. Basically what the what the state of it is, why you're selling, all the 10 questions all investors will want to know. And then after that, it goes into our queue. So we have a legal counsel team that's going to vet everything that comes down the pipeline, right? So let's just say you submit your business, say, hey, I want to get this on the marketplace and sell it. We're going to make sure that's a legit business entity. We'll make sure it's transferable. We'll make sure that there's a lot of things that are buttoned up. We'll check into the owners. We'll make sure the community is proper and there's nothing that looks too, scammy or something like that, right? We maintain the quality on that side. Just make sure that that's part of our deal is that you've got a vetted business that you're looking at. There's not, you don't have to look into it to make sure it's an actual deal. When it comes down to the buyer side and somebody is buying it, it's the onus is on that buyer to make sure that's their job is to make sure that they have exactly what they're paying for and the terms are good for them and whatnot. But in order to just have a business get listed in the marketplace, you fill out a form, get hooked into our deal man, you'll hear from him, Garrett. He'll send you an email. And if there's anything missing from your application or the submission, the legal team will ask for it, follow up, and then after that, it gets processed and then you get put into our deal flow. So immediately your deal will get put in front of the eyes of hundreds of investors. It'll go out into our network of thousands of people, and it'll live in our system, being sent back to everyone that signs up and a part of our tiers. Oops, sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, it's actually part of the meeting. No, that's a very, very elaborate and extensive, process in terms of due diligence on the part of the company. And yeah, I think that looks like something everyone would like to jump on, because people would like to make sure whatever business they're getting, the due diligence has been done on the part of the team. Is there a part where the buyer is able to also do their own due diligence on the company?
We will offer special Web3 due diligence services. One of the things that's tricky about this kind of space is that token systems, a lot of Web3 projects rely on their community that builds a lot of value. Audiences are being developed over years. So all of that comes with the company. It's not just the same as a normal straight up M&A deal. So there's a lot of nuances, intricacies about tokenized systems, how to value these, how to dig into the security of it, what you're buying. So we help the buyer and the seller with all aspects of the M&A processes, all of them. We offer 3 different levels of due diligence, like proper comprehensive reports on businesses, and as far as like on the sell side as well. We can help people set up their deal so that it's attractive to investors. They're getting the most value out of it as well, and the likelihood of them selling is going to be high. So around this whole aspect of it, there's not many people that can help around the valuations and some of this for a Web3 company. There's not enough data. There's not enough actual marketplace transactions to say this is what the valuation would be in today's market. So basically, we have to do that on a quite special case-by-case basis, and it's just one of the things that we do for our customers.
Yeah, that must be the hardest part, trying to do some valuation on these businesses, because there's so many things involved, so many components involved, and I don't know how you guys would do that, but yeah, it looks like headache to me already just thinking about it. Do you? I mean, I know you guys have got a lot of retail tier and top tier, investment pools and all of that. Do you want to share some of the differences between the retail and the top tier across board for everything you offer?
Yeah, certainly. Okay. the top tier, that's going to be like the big dog VC move, right? That's exclusive deal flow. That's going to be your M&A companies for sale, protocols, and all the IP that's available. The whole spectrum of Web3 innovation that we have in our market. Now, the other tiers, those are retail investment tiers. And what you're going to see in that aspect is going to be the same deal flow, but the higher up in tier you go, you're going to get more opportunities and your ticket sizes will be bigger and the amount that you can invest will be higher. So you can start off in the very first tier. It's a very low pain point, super low barrier entry. $100 stake will get you going, and you have immediate access to all of our deals at that level. You might not be able to invest in huge tickets or make a bunch of investments. You want to go up in tiers for that and gain more and more access. But the more you go up in the tiers, you'll get voting rights on the government's decisions and some of the investments. You'll be able to get staking rewards. Taking broker rewards if you're doing referrals and refer business and stuff like that. So you'll see on our tokenomics and our deck slides that there is an increase every tier you go up. But for the most part, it's going to be deeper access, more participation, and you're going to get better and better flow of deals and opportunities the higher you are up in the tiers.
So looks like some sort of gamification there, right? So you could start as low as $100, yeah, and then with the referrals, with your ticket size increasing based on your positive actions. Let's put it that way. As a bigger umbrella, then you start going up in tiers, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we encourage
you'll
people
see better
to hold,
deals.
so they go up in tiers. Sorry, go ahead, Fred.
Oh no, I was done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we encourage holders to jump on tiers. I mean, we offer plenty of rewards. We have a buyback and burn system where we inject reward based on holding tiers or based on the amount of token held. So we have rewards based on LP staking as well. That's totally DeFi.
That's yield farming, right? Yield farming.
Yep. So it's going to be good. So once we have our decentralized pair up, you're welcome to actually get rewarded based on tiers. And then we have a higher reward if users get KYC'd and stake LP on the platform. But yeah, in general, sorry, Brad, to cut you off. You go ahead.
No, I mean, I think
go for it.
yeah, I think Brad already answered part of the question. No, of course, I mean, so I'm here sitting down and saying, oh, okay, so I could really move from degening into single asset staking, yield farming, to almost buying a business on the same platform. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then and we're looking to actually introduce a fully decentralized LB protocol, which is lending and borrowing later on down the line. I mean, we think that our platform will have that FOMO factor. People would like to borrow to actually get and acquire. So let's see how it goes. I mean, part of the ecosystem will just keep on growing. Eventually, an ACQ token will have plenty of utilities around it. But,
so what would be the average APY on the single asset staking and the farming? Do you have any model yet? Or, I mean, would that follow the normal, the way things go for yield farming? It's very high at the beginning and then it just drops down? Or do you guys have a peg on the APY? Yeah.
So APY will be variable or will change. So it all depends on the injections we'll have based on profit sharing. So if we make profit, like, for example, if we make 100K a month, then we're going to give out like a percentage, and we're thinking up to around 11%. It all depends now. I mean, we're not sure yet, but we're looking to be very fair and very philanthropic around all what we do with our platform, and we're thinking that will change based on the profit share we'll have available on a monthly basis.
Nice, that's good. So you guys are building on ERC20, correct? Because that's where we had the raise on.
That's
and
correct.
Is there any reason why you guys are building on ERC20? Of course, I think I know the reason, but I'll just let you still answer the question.
It's just, I mean, Ethereum is the second, I would say, largest blockchain there is, and the adoption is huge. Most of the projects on ERC20 or on the Ethereum chain are taken more serious than the rest of the projects. And
Yeah.
we want to be, I'd say, more institutional. And the institutional side is leaning towards Ethereum more and more. They're looking into Polygon. So we'll be minting our NFTs on Polygon. They'll be cheap to actually transact. Price-wise, I don't know if they're going to be cheap. All depends on the allocation invested in, and projection growth of different companies. I mean, the fractionalized holding will be like part share of a company that will grow and have a recurring revenue. So we'll see how it goes. I think overall, ERC20 is the way to go, the way forward.
Yeah. Where's my beloved Binance merchant though?
Yeah, I mean, I love it as well. It's cheap and it's fast, but it's not fully decentralized. So there
Fair enough.
are future risks involved, but it's the most secure chain. I mean, if anything happened, I'm sure CZ won't let it, BSC drop, even though a lot of people don't know that Binance are not the owners of BSC. BSC is an independent project, but yeah. We love ERC20 and we love BSC too. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, it answers my question. Brad, do you have anything to add to that? But before I
No, that was PTO question right there.
the CTO vibes. I know. My other question would be, do you want to, of course, people can go check up the tokenomics. Do you want to go a bit into the tokenomics of ACQ token? Let's leave the business side for a minute. Let's look into the token and the Web3 side.
Yeah, I'll just kick off a little bit, and then Nas can give a little bit of a technical aspect of it. But one thing that I would encourage people to do when they're looking into this project, or any project, as a matter of fact, you'll notice that the tokenomics, investing, and team allocations, all of us that are in it, we're in it for 2 years. We're the longest vesting period of everybody. So the belief is in the long term for us, right? There's nothing incentivizing, anything in the short term. We have a market maker that's going to anti-snipe our launch, so there's not going to be any kind of hero wins for anybody in the first day. This is going to be something that we believe in for the long term. And if you look at the advisors and all the people behind this project are looking at this for what it is, and it's going to be something about the true utility of a real world business sector that's being brought on chain. That this is going to intersect investing from fiat and crypto in both directions. And what that's going to mean is that, in the future, everything is going to be web, whatever, 3, 4, 5, who knows where it's going to go, right? But everyone's going to expect that they can transact at the speed of crypto, the speed of their messaging. Their money should move that fast. Everything should be quoted and transparent and be on chain. This is going to become what we think is a normal expectation of the world. Just like now, you can pay online or hook up your whatever payment system, and just, you don't need paper money and writing checks anymore. So this is going to be the next evolution, and we want to be on the forefront of being able to take this into, mergers, acquisitions, and investing for the retail market. And probably Nash might have a better technical tokenomics speech, but that's just, that's for me.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
no, I mean, I was part in, I would say, I wouldn't say programming or coding or, and drafting our tokenomics in general. And ideally, I took from experience. I mean, we launched a few different projects, and most of the projects that we launched, we found out that the team need to actually hold their tokens the longest, and we're thinking to hold it even longer than 2 years and live off what we're going to make. I think the platform eventually will become a unicorn later on in the future. We're looking to be the benchmarkers of Web3 companies, since there aren't any, and we're developing our own due diligence processes. We developing our own valuation models that don't exist yet with Web3. I mean, it's all been done under the table. I mean, most of the, I would say, Web3 businesses that have been sold last year, and that amounts to like $6 billion. Most of them were valued in just roughly based on development estimates and I would say amount of workforce. I would say a few other things I would say to push for valuation, including communities and how big are communities. But overall, tokenomics, we're giving out 3% to our advisors, and we have a huge amount of advisors in general. We have our team, which is quite really big. I mean, we take in 8.5 tokens, but percent of the total, which is 300 million tokens. At the beginning, we started with 400 million, and then we dropped the total circulation to lower our FDV. But we have different allocations for the sales side, and we have our treasury that holds 20%. We're looking to inject some of those tokens in our reward system later on down the line. Our reward allocation, so we'll get around million tokens. Is a huge amount already. Yeah, we're looking to diversify the rewards all around. We're looking to push for a due diligence, I would say, program, utilizing our users, our communities, and rewarding them based on the answers they give us. I would say if we have questionnaires up, and that will be part of our governance model later on down the line. We're looking to have investment DAOs pushed on our platform as well. So tokenomics in general is just standard basic tokenomics of any DeFi projects, and we added a few extra stuff apart from the vesting that is longer for us, the team, and our advisors. That's a brief about the tokenomics.
Yeah. Did you mention the liquidity? What? How much is going to be injected into liquidity?
So with liquidity, we have 5% of the total, which is 15 million. And then it'll be gradually pushed. So at launch at TGE, we have 10% of that 15 million to be part of the liquidity, and then gradually we will list in different exchanges. We'll have decentralized liquidity added as well.
Nice, that makes sense. Yeah, because it shows the depth of your knowledge with DeFi. Yeah, you want to make the liquidity rise with traction and adoption. You don't want to inject all the liquidity all at once. So that makes perfect sense. What's the starting market cap again? I think I got it somewhere, but I can't remember. 200K?
It's between 150 to 200K, and then it will be pushed up gradually. So we're launching first on CX, and then we'll push for a decentralized pair a little while later. I mean, since we have a centralized wallet system on our platform, and we're thinking to actually start with the CX liquidity and then control supply until we push for decentralized, I would say, pair, and have liquidity staking rewards up for anyone that wants to actually gain rewards from adding more liquidity. Nice,
beautiful. I like because I mean I'm a very strong DeFi person. I'm looking and seeing how you guys are playing all of this out, and I'm seeing the reasons behind every single thing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because you really want to ride on the strength of sex, listen on the sex, not losing focus on what a decentralized liquidity would do for the project. So I like where the thought process is going with this. Excuse me. Do you want to mention some of these sex you're looking to list on, and I don't know if you want to mention something like that, but it's fine if not. But then the bigger question would be, what's the plan from now till the end of the year, and other things you have on the roadmap?
I think you're muted, Brad.
Training behind me. I touched it down or turned it down. As far
Yeah,
as the
either
roadmap for
way.
the rest of the year, we've got our launch plan that's going to go extend into September. So the MVP will come out, the token will be generated. We're going to have everything out and running in September. And then from there, we're going to have to build out by the end of this year, we'll have building into the next phase, right? So if you look at the roadmap, we've got a couple other things planned where you're going to see, multi-chain come into the platform very soon. We'll broker system, referral programs, and just start snapping in all the components to this platform. That's going to make it more attractive, more user friendly, and keep going all the way through. The full system will be done by Q3 or Q4 of next year.
Beautiful, beautiful. That makes a lot of sense, yeah, because any plans for partnership? Because I'm already looking at or before I go into that question of partnership, do you guys have any businesses for sale right now? Like if I want to go on your platform, am I able to get some
Yep.
businesses? What is the range
Absolutely.
of what we have
Oh,
right now?
wow. We have over 50,
Yep.
60 businesses for sale. I'll let Brad comment on that.
Yeah, you can check out our pipeline. One of the easiest ways to look at the deal flow, maybe you can paste it in the channel here. We have a Telegram channel that has all of the deals that are currently in the pipeline that are published. We have some deals that are private, they're completely confidential. And the way we work with that is that we have investors that'll fill out a couple of questions for us to get to know them a little bit, and we can matchmake. So we know what they're looking for, and we know what is out there being talked about that's possibly coming up for sale or for acquisition. And then aside from that, like I said before, we've got a couple of big projects, a regulated exchange in London. We've got a layer one. We have an NFT marketplace, media companies. We have 2 of these. We can go through like a list, but yeah, there's about 60 in there, and you'll see that there's tickets between 65,000 all the way up to 15 million. That's in the pipeline now. And in our due diligence pipeline, we have another 40 or so businesses that are being vetted for being published in the marketplace. So at the time, you can see everything we have going in Telegram. You can check out on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. You can look at the feeds, scroll through, and you can see what's being produced and popped up as far as these deal cards go. And join the community, because people in there are starting to hear about what's coming up, the investment pools. We're taking polls and engaging our community members, asking what you would want to see in an investment pool, talking about what we suggest in investment pools. So all the deal discussions, conversations, and engagements are going to be in one of our communities, and you can actually see the stuff coming out in Telegram as it's being released.
Amazing. That's good. Oh man, you guys are up for business already. I'm gonna go check the deal flow. Yeah, thanks. One of my admins has posted the Acquire.Fi deal flow, so you can go there and check the companies listed. Correct?
Absolutely.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. You'll see them all.
Oh, beautiful.
We have a few. We don't have all of them, but we'll gradually upload content. So you're going to see them come in closer to our launch. So I mean, yeah, very much.
That makes sense. People are asking. People are like, I need to get in on this action. Come on, give me some whitelisting. Give me some pre-sale. Is it still open for pre-sale and whitelisting, please?
Yep, you can sign up for the whitelist, and you'll automatically be entered into a sequence. So we're going to vet everybody. You'll get an email that confirms your application's been seen by us. If you're in a jurisdiction that's restricted for any reason, you'll get a notification letting you know what your options are, what you can do. So it's super easy. Just sign up on the website. If your admin can post a link to the whitelist again, you'll see it there. Come on in, and it's not an obligation, right? You can have pledged something. You'll be able to see our contract. You'll be able to go through our funnel and make a transaction if you want.
Nice, beautiful. Okay, so I want to open this up.
We also have an IDO. Sorry to cut you off. We have an IDO coming up with DAO Maker. So we're thinking DAO Maker. We're thinking a few other launch pads. That's for anyone that that is used to IDO and on Launchpad or buying pre-sale tokens from Launchpads. We'll have an announcement where we're pushing out soon.
Beautiful. That makes a lot of sense. Exciting, man. This is so exciting. I'm willing to sell a part of my company to get into Acquire right now. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, this is beautiful. I like where the thought process is, and I'm so happy. I get to get in on the action. Let me open up for some community questions. So, NATO said, do you need to be a registered broker to do? Hang on, sorry. Let me. NATO is my. Okay. Do you need to be a registered broker to do referrals? How many tokens do you need to be qualified for tier 5 deals? Okay, let me stop there first. He has a lot of questions. Do you want to take that now?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just touch on the referral program really quick. It's super easy, right? So if anyone introduces a buyer or a seller, there's an agreement in place where they can earn a percentage of the deal. So anyone can recommend that they have a business for sale, or they have someone and bring a buyer to the table. Everyone gets rewarded in the system as far as that goes. And we'll have a onboarding form, and you can fill it out. And if we don't have it automated right now, but if you had anything in mind, you can engage one of us in the community and bring that up. But we do have agreements. We have referral agreements for both buyer and seller, and introducer fees. So depending on what level that you're talking about, if you're like an M&A broker, you can play with us. If you have one person in mind or one company in mind, we have a channel for that as well.
Yeah, nice. I mean, his third question, will you be deflationary? Yes. If you do buybacks and bond, that means you're actually deflating the circulation of the token. So I think that's answered. So even though it's not really hard-coded into the smart contract, but yeah, I would say it's deflationary, right, Nas?
Well, it's not deflationary. I mean, I would say everything is done manually in terms of buyback and burns. But yes. I mean, we're taking that angle, yes, where we're looking to actually control supply of the token.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's why I said it's not hard-coded into the smart contract. So it's all manual to make sure the supply is being reduced, sort of.
Absolutely.
Acquisition of tokens driven by profits injected to stakers and buybacks. Okay, I'll leave that question. Will you also include real estate deals too in the grand scheme of things? I think the answer is yes.
Yep, real world assets is to be part of this game. Definitely for the pools.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we think real estate will, I mean, we have a few, I would say people we know around the UK that are already offering commercial buildings as they want to tokenize commercial buildings, meaning there is a huge opportunity coming up as well on our platform in terms of real estate.
The funny thing is, you know, when I started off my company this year, I mean, it's a prop tech tokenization, fractional ownership of hotels, farms, and properties. We're already doing something like that already. I have the UI UX design. The front end is being plugged in as we speak. I will get companies back in Nigeria and in Africa to apply for tokenization and all of that. But yeah, an interesting question, which I think we are answering, and this is going to lead into two questions. The first question is, how do you work with the US security compliance regulations? Because that's one of my biggest hurdle I need to cross now, which is, you know, the legal implication of what I'm doing, and how to make sure I'm able to delineate crypto from my traditional business and, you know, find a way to merge it when my country becomes crypto compliant. So what are your workarounds, the compliance that you guys are working on, regulations with everything?
Right on. That's a super important question. So everything here is going to be above board, KYC, KYB, and we will be licensed to do business in the jurisdictions we operate. The U.S. question specifically, that's going to be a journey. That's a much bigger mountain to climb. So we won't have those licenses by August or September. That's just going to, in the nature of that's going to take a while, right? So what we're looking at doing is getting all of our licensing and for both crowdfunding and for securities and brokerage is going to be in major economic zones. So we will see something that the order might be like Singapore, Dubai, and then the entire Europe economic zone through Germany first. And then eventually, yes, trying to penetrate into America state by state and make sure that that all those licenses are intact. So we will be going about this the right way. That's the key thing. It just takes longer and it's more expensive to do it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man, I'm looking forward to, being my company, coming and having some sort of partnership for the African region, if that's possible. So that will lead me to my other questions. Apart from the US, I know you guys are planning, to make sure you cover regions like Africa, Asia, right? Or what are your major concentration?
The outcome here, if we had to write it ourselves, the ending would be global. Will be global investor community.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the licenses that we're looking to hit, we can KYC in 192 different regions. So I think we'll have a broader access than any M&A platform existed before, pretty much in terms of investment.
That answers my question, I guess. The fact that your KYC spans through that number of regions. So let me quickly ask this question. I think it has appeared twice. Is 20 cents confirmed as a listing price for launch, or is that changing?
We haven't confirmed an exact price for listing, but it will be around 1.5 to 2x. I would say public price. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully that answers people's question on the listing price because they've been bombarding the chat with what is going to be the it's trying to say, is it 1.5 to 2x from private? You said public.
Public, yes. Public sale.
Public pre-sale. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean public sale, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, what are your plans for partnerships? I mean, are you looking, do you have a list of people or companies or, Web3 and Web2 that you're looking to partner with already, or you already partner with some? And we would like to hear it, really.
Yeah, we have quite an aggressive partnership program. So we're working with DAOs. We're working with deal flow partners. So we're going to be able to interact with different investments from incubators, Web3 accelerators, and different types of funding programs. So we're able to fit into all kinds of different models. So as far as the partnerships, they're really diverse, and we have a lot of targets out there right now. And they're both basically going to be finding the groups of investors that want to come and experience just sort of these opportunities, and then increasing the amount of deals we have for our investors.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, currently we have quite a few VCs that are our investors, and we'll be sharing deal flow with them, and mainly they are our partners or launching partners.
Nice. This is a question related to Acquire.Fi. What does Nas do when he's not coding?
Oh, what do I do? I play games, I've been playing few games. I go to events. I speak a lot in the London scene, in the crypto events. So I get invited to quite a few. What else do I do? I don't watch TV. That's one thing. I like nature. So I live outside the nature reserve, and I like taking walks or do a bit canoeing, swimming. I put on a bit of weight, working a lot on DeFi the past 2 years. So probably the past 3-4 months, I've been doing a lot of activities, outdoor activities mostly.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Brad, do you want to go? What do you do if you're
Yeah, of
if
course.
you're not marketing?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
after I'm
wow.
done working, of course, right? After I'm done working. Yeah, so I live a little bit differently. We down here in southern Nicaragua. So I live up in the forest and I truly enjoy nature every day. I have a couple animals, too many animals maybe. I live with 3 sheep. If that's not funny enough, I actually do have 3 pet sheep. It was an accident. But basically, I take a dirt bike. I go everywhere on a little motorcycle and run through the forest and basically try and grow a little bit of food and see what I can do. With limited my time and how much experience I have actually being a food producer is zero. But it is fun. So it's one of my hobbies is to try and make something that you can eat.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is why, even though it's not related, like this is why this is how personally I've been investing into protocols. If I think the people at the end of affairs are full on nerds, I have a problem with investing in such projects because it means they don't take any time off. They can go crazy anytime soon. So I personally, of course, I know. I apart from DeFi, I'm an engineering major. I mean, I've done physics in my bachelor's, did materials engineering, 3 masters, and doing a PhD. But then, what has really helped me going is because I dance a lot. I make sure I play soccer when I have time. I make sure I balance my lifestyle because at the end of the day, you get so much stressed, accumulated stress, and then one day you just shut down, like you just go blah. So I'm like, nah. So when I ask questions like, what do you do if you're not coding? I'm trying to make sure the core team or those I'm putting my money in their hands, they've actually got a balanced lifestyle, and that's what I got from these 2 questions. So thank you guys. Thank you for being awesome. um,
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
yeah.
bro.
I don't know if there are any other questions. I really okay. Let me see some of maybe 2 more questions. I'm trying to see if I missed out on anything. Oh yeah, one of my very good friend, Pro Bitcoin Pro, is asking, do you want to go a bit into the fractional ownership part, and what are the ROI expected from that for anyone that wants to get into the fractional ownership of real world assets or businesses?
Yeah, no problem. It's the actual ROI is going to depend on the asset purchase and the investment plan, right? So let's just take a couple for example, right? We have one investment pool idea that's going to be for a business that has like 35-year-old business. It's a real world normal business, and the demonstration there has been very, very consistent at delivering an exact profit amount for years, decades even. So this is very safe. It's something that we can say, hey, very confidently, we can take off an equity portion of this, fractionalize it in an investment pool, and everyone that puts in, let's just say it's a 10, 15% yield, you'll be getting that back as if you were a shareholder on a distribution quarterly basis or however it would work in normal fiat terms. Another thing we have is like a valuables, like either gems or something like this nature, right? There's a historically significant gem collection that we were approached to fractionalize. And this would be something where people say it's going to go up in value in 10 years, it's going to be worth X or worth something else. So that would be the ROI there, would be say, we're going to invest in this, hold it for 10 years, sell this, and then you're going to reap that, the benefit of the sale in that case, right? So if anything if you were to invest in, it's going to be case by case. We might open up a Bitcoin fund. It's one of the ideas that came up and a concept that was brought to the table, and say, hey, you know what? You can't get any kind of emotional sell off or anything of that. We're going to buy Bitcoin and hold it for 20 years, and then when you're done, you have your 1/100th of that Bitcoin fund is yours, and you'll receive that. So the
Wow.
ROI is going to depend all on the asset, all on the investment pool, the number of investors, and what the plan is, the exit plan.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I'm not sure I have any other question. So do you have any parting words, Nas? Oh, let me just remember to say this. My admins should take notes. I would like Nas and Brad to remain in the channel if they want to. And I'm going to make sure, because they might have questions from time to time. So you can, up in when you have time and just, respond to some of the questions. If you don't mind, Nas, or I don't know,
Absolutely,
Brad.
I'm here. No,
Yo, thank you so much. Yeah. So I would just let them know what would be your preferred name for us to add to your admin rights.
mm.
Not the
You
legend.
pick.
No, I'm kidding. What would you like?
That's what we just call them.
Just keep it never DM. That's it.
If it
That's the
never
way.
DM. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah,
Right
cool.
on, man.
So my last question would be: do you have any words, anything that we didn't touch on that you would like to speak on? For both of you, like maybe Brad and then Nas. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just want to say that, there's a lot of things that are novel about what we're doing here, and we're really trying to push the envelope as far as what's possible with investing in Web3 these days. So what we're going to be doing is having weekly AMAs, weekly video series, and we're launching a interview style. So every week you're going to hear from a founder on one of these topics. Next week it's going to be the legal part, right? Exactly what came up today in these questions. It's going to be the same sort of main focus points about how the NFTization works, fractionalizing ownership, the actual transfer of funds. That's going to be done with our legal team on an interview, stuff like that. So what I really do encourage is find us on YouTube. Just check us out. And right now there's only a few videos, but they'll be added weekly all the way through the launch. So we plan on making sure that all of these questions, all of these intricacies of this new product and the details get put out in video. We're going to pump it out to our channels. We'll write about it in text and content, but you might hear it first on YouTube.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Awesome.
Nas.
Yeah. I mean, adding to what Brad was saying, we'll have like a video showcasing what we're building, coming out sometime next week. We have like some looks of what the platform will be like. So all our investors or anyone that is interested will see what we're building. Apart from that, the pools, I would say, they're just a legal implementation because we want to be within, I would say, compliant more than anything. In some places, fractionalizing real assets become securities. So ideally, our legal team will explain better on how we envision the pools to work. But
That makes sense.
absolutely,
Yeah,
overall, it's been a pleasure talking overall about Acquire.Fi. We'll have more to discuss for sure because we're adding plenty of stuff to our ecosystem. We're looking to heavily incentivize ACQ token, make it a token to be held and and tradable and highly tradable, hopefully. And let's see how it goes.
beautiful.
Yeah, don't
Thank you so
forget
much. Yeah, go
one
ahead.
of the names of
No,
the
go ahead,
game, right? In this spectrum is to get in early.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, that's the psychology in crypto overall. It's always early adopters that make
I
the
mean,
most out of it.
with everything, right? I mean, Amazon, those that know that Amazon is going to be a big shot like years ago. I mean, they got in early and they are millionaires right now. So I think with everything, being early to the game is very, very important, I believe. And with great traction and mass adoption comes the depth of knowledge and education that you are offering for your project. So I think you guys are in the right step, taking the right step in the right direction to make sure the education is, top notch. The education is there for people to understand how things are interwoven into each other: the legal side, the tokenomic side, the business side, the compliance, the financial structure, the economic audit, and all of that. Yeah, now that I even mentioned audits, are you guys looking to get audited by any of these companies, or what's the plan with that?
Of course. Yep.
Of
Code
course,
audit
we're looking
and
to get audited.
our
We're looking to be fully secure. We don't want anything to happen, although we're utilizing a fully secure wallet infrastructure that is hard to actually hack or anything like that, but we want all our smart contracts to be audited. And on top of that, we partnered and we're partnering with plenty of security firm around Web3, just so we can audit ourselves certain smart contracts that will be selling on our platform.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, of course, I know there's the part where you do yours, and then you also make sure you let the third party projects do theirs too. So yeah, I think all bases are covered in that regard. Man, thank you very much,
Absolutely.
Brad. I don't want to hold you any longer, because in the UK, myself and Brad, we can be here because it's morning for me, it's evening for him. We can just keep chatting, but yeah, because of you, I think we should call it a night. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the audience. I appreciate your time, Brad. I appreciate your time, Nas. And yeah, hopefully we can come back maybe after lunch. We can have Ian with us, as a follow-up AMA, maybe post-lunch. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Good, everybody. Cheers.
Good night.
Yeah,
Take care, guys.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, good night. Bye.